Welcome to Balanced Life with Debbie Carlin Boyle. Conversations connecting to a healthier you. The show that gives you all the latest and greatest health and wellness information to inspire you to live a life of balance and joy. Debbie Carlin Boyle is a health and nutrition coach, personal trainer, and fitness instructor who helps her clients live in balance with everything that feeds us, in addition to the food on our plate. Please welcome your host, Debbie Carlin Boyle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome on this Tuesday afternoon. I want to thank you for joining me. You have tuned in to Balanced Life with me, Debbie Carlin Boyle. I'm your host. I'm conversations that hopefully connect to a healthier you. And I am a health and wellness coach, a nutrition coach, a fitness coach, a spin instructor, and a personal trainer. And if you go to my website, balancelifebydebbie.com, you will see all of the modalities and the things that I do to help people. And I'd love to help you during this time. We've been a challenging year, it's no doubt. And if you need help, if you've gained that quarantine 15, or you feel like you can't find the activity that's resonating with you with all the limitations right now, or you've got foggy brain or sleep issues, I'm here to help you with that. And I'm offering free health coaching sessions to get started. So just reach out to me on my contact page. It says connect. Go ahead and fill out your name and your email and push send, and I'll get right back to you, and hopefully we can work together. So I welcome you today to my show. We do conversations that connect to a healthier you. I feature people on my show that are doing extraordinary things in the world of health and wellness and helping people live their best lives, whether it's a product, a service, or a foundation. That's what we're all about. And I've got a great show for you today. So without a doubt, we love our pets. You have a soul contract with the pet in your life. You are meant to be together for a short or long period of time because our animals are our sources of unconditional love and often show up to help us grow in our lives and evolve our soul. I know because I have a soul contact with my dog Ellie, who just turned 15. She is my rock, my constant, and my source of strength when I am down. I am sure many of you can relate to this dynamic. But if your pet starts acting out and you see changes in behavior, such as going to the bathroom in the house, or that they show signs of separation anxiety or their excessive barking, what do? What about health issues such as digestive problems, mobility, and more? Well, enter today's guest, Mark Hernandez. Mark is an intuitive energy healer and coach, Certified Body Code Practitioner, and a Certified ASHWork Practitioner, otherwise known, I guess, as ASH, that helps pets and people with their health and well-being so that they are happier and healthier naturally. All protocols are non-invasive, customized, safe, gentle, and yield powerful results. So today, Mark will be sharing with us how advanced energy medicine systems, such as the Body Code, support the health and well-being of your pet and get your pet right back on track. So will you please welcome to my show, Mark Hernandez. Hello, Mark.
Hey, Debbie. Thank you for having me. It's great to be with you and your community.
Thank you for joining me today. Thank you so much. I am excited. I sought you out. And for a reason, I really haven't done a show about the holistic care of pets. And like I said at the top of the show, having a 15-year-old, which we just showed some photos, but for those of you who are just listening, you can see Ellie. Well, there she is. You can see Ellie now. This was just taken the other day. And then when she was a puppy, when I brought her home, I rescued her, and there she is. So, you know, physically she evolved, but issues happened over the years. One of which was a divorce that I went through, which separated her from family members. And so other things started to manifest. And I always wondered, you know, is there a holistic way to heal our animals? And I sought out a holistic dietitian who cooks for dogs. I sought out a holistic veterinarian And all of this has helped to get Ellie to the age she is today. But were still some issues. So finding you was like, like the golden ticket or something, like I hit the jackpot. So thank you again for being here. I gave a little bit of background and what you're certified in, but let's talk about your journey, where you grew up, where you were educated, and how you started. I know you do other things, but how did you parlay into pet healing and what you do now?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So it's been quite a journey, like all of our journeys are unique. So just kind of my background, I'm originally from South Texas, from San Antonio. I grew up here. One of 6 kids, we always had pets in the household, dogs, cats, guinea pigs, gerbils, and always around pets. And then did schooling out in the East Coast, for college and graduate work in Hispanic studies in the Midwest, and then taught for many years as a college professor of Hispanic studies, Latin American Latino studies for pretty much 20 plus years. And then this segues into my work with energy healing. So I had some unusual things going on in my professional life and, some repeating patterns, things that made no logical sense. So back in 2007, I picked up the phone and called a sibling, doctor of integrative medicine, told him what was going on and asked if he had any suggestions. He suggested that I work with an energy healer out in New Mexico with my own set of issues. This is back in 2007. So I worked with this energy healer 2 one-hour sessions over 2 months. And as I like to say, when that dial was frozen, that frozen needle in the dial, that started to wiggle after two sessions. That got my attention.
In what way? I'm just curious. What was the aha moment or the spark that got your attention after that second session?
Oh, well, things started to in different, my work patterns, they started to improve within a couple weeks. Okay.
Okay.
And, again, I'm not saying everything changed overnight, but enough that got my attention because there were some things that were really, really stuck. And so then when that happened, I'm, probably like many of your listeners out there, we all think we can willpower our way through a pattern. I said, I can still do this. Stuck it out 2 more years. I said, something's still not right. So I picked up the phone 2 years later in 2009, called my brother back, said, hey, I want to learn that energy thing, because we all come into this lifetime with baseline abilities to do the type of work I'm going to be discussing today. And what I discovered is that I was given extra helpings coming down to earth many years ago, and it was meant to come online later in life. So with that, I started trainings and certifications back in 2009-10. And then that got me started on with my work with people. Okay. So it was my own life.
Energy healing people.
For people.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the first stop. Now let's fast forward a couple of years to 2011, 2013, I was living and working in Taiwan, teaching Spanish at an international school by day and doing certification programs in energy medicine, one in particular called the Emotion Code. The last piece of that certification required that we work with volunteer clients, at least 5 pets, and the other 20 could be people. Okay. So living and working in Asia, at the time, I didn't speak Mandarin Chinese, still don't. So I had some issues finding some volunteers to work with this crazy Westerner that wanted to do energy healing with them or their pet. So I was stuck for 2 months, nothing. Then one fateful Saturday morning, a local Taiwanese friend called me in the afternoon, actually, and said, Mark, do you want to go ice skating? I said, ice skating in Taiwan, a little crazy. And I said, yes, So met him at the ice skating rink in downtown Taipei. And there in that ice skating rink, we see all these cats. It was a place called the Catzel, the Cat Hotel, a place where Westerners would leave their cats, when they want them really well pampered while they were out of the town or a country. Anyway, I just knew to ring the bell. Rang the bell, they let us in. Turned out the owner was there. Okay. She was fluent in Mandarin and English, translated for diplomats. I told her what I was up to with my certification. My ask was, could she refer me to an English-speaking animal shelter in the capital, could work with the pets, help them with their issues, and help me with my certification. A win-win. Well, she goes, I'm very interested in what you're doing. I have friends that are interested in what you're doing. You know what? I'll book all your sessions. You can do them all here at the Cat Hotel, and I'll be your translator. So I went from completely stuck for 2 months to working with over 25 pets, primarily cats and some dogs, at the Cat Hotel in downtown Taipei over a 3-week period.
Talk about a divine meeting. I mean, that's serendipitous, if anything. It was what you needed at the time. She came into your life. You were going there to go ice skating. I mean, how did they? It was really meant to be. So you started your work with the cats? Did she bring dogs in too, or because it was a cat hotel? But
yeah, so the Cat Hotel. So sessions with the cats, I do them inside the Cat Hotel. She had some friends with dogs, so I would do them out kind of like in the lobby before the ice skating rink. There was a structure, and so I probably worked with about 10 dogs too. So work with cats and dogs. So after that experience, I said, when I get back to the U.S. and establish my practice, animals will be an integral part of it. Yeah.
Well, that is it's unique and interesting and needed. And I think, for our pets, it's difficult to get a pet. Nothing's perfect, but it's difficult for a pet to live a long, healthy, happy life. There's always some kind of block in the way. So for you to come along and be able to push the blocks out of the way, which is a really precious thing. It's really, for us, like I said, they're, our soul mates and so much more, that unconditional love. I wish my kids, when they were little, would run up to me and lick my face or kiss my face, I don't mean lick, but kiss my face when I got home from work. And, they were happy to see me, mostly about what I could do for them, And then again, our dogs are like that too. Oh, someone to walk, play with me or feed me. But really, they're pretty basic needs. And yet they give us so much in return. So, okay, well, that's a great story. And so you came back to the States, you started that practice. And did it take a while to start building a clientele, or how did that kind of come to fruition?
Yeah, so that's been a journey. So like I said, shared with your viewers earlier, first background professor of Hispanic studies, and, an academic career is quite different from being a spiritual entrepreneur. So this having the business in 2013 when it launched, it was a totally new venture for me. So a lot of learnings, first of all, you're learning your craft, you're learning how to market, how to talk about your business. Because for so many people, energy healing for people and for pets is probably not that well known. A little bit more in California on the coast, but pretty much back in 2013, it was definitely pretty unknown. So just figuring out how to talk about what I do, how I help people and pets in meaningful ways was just a process in itself. So there've been a lot of learnings. We're in 2021. I'm still learning something new every day about how to tweak my message, how to reach my audience. It's been a journey.
Yeah, for entrepreneurs, it's constant evolution. It's revolving all the time. New modalities come along, new ways to look at things. The pandemic reset us and pivoted our businesses, especially, for me, who was physically, and you too, we were physically working with our clients. So we had to find ways. We have our first phone caller, and I forgot that I didn't give out the number. I know it's all over social media, but let me give it out to those that are listening or watching us. The number here to ask Mark a question, to make a comment if you've worked with Mark, or if you have a question for him about your pet, the number here is 323-524-2599. I forgot to give it out at the top of the show. So there you have it. And hello, caller. What is your name and where are you calling from? Hello?
Are you talking about me?
Yes. Hi. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is not caller. It's Davia.
It's Davia?
Davia.
Davia.
Yeah, Davia.
Oh, pretty name. That's a great name. And where are you calling from, Davia?
I call from Florida. I'm originally from France, but I live in Florida.
Oh, you live in Florida now. Okay. And do you have
Yes.
a question or a comment for my guest today, Mark?
Well, I'm a client of Mark. I have a lot of pets, and I just wanted to tell the audience how much Mark have helped two of my pets. And so I wanted to give the good word, because I had a very sick cat, Tasha, and I was really panicking. And very interesting enough, while Mark was doing the session for her, she's starting to get up, lick herself, like nothing was normal. And this cat was not even moving or eating, or it was completely turnover, So I just wanted to let you know about that.
And Mark
it helps tremendously.
Mark did the energy healing that he does with your cat.
Yes. Yes.
And it worked.
Yes. I mean, with the people and with this body code.
Yes, which we're going to talk about the body code. That's what we're going to talk about next, what that is and how it works. And that's what worked. Did it take just one session or a couple of sessions?
For Tasha, it took one session, and it helped also my little Peter Pan, I have another cat who's 21 years old.
Whoa.
And he did 2 sessions on him, and the guy is running, he's doing good. And my little dog, Oliver, as well. Tremendous change. He took care of Oliver twice, and the dog is completely changed. He's not biting my husband anymore. Doesn't have this emotional anger, so that was fantastic.
Wow. Thank you so much for that endorsement. That shows it works. It's fabulous. I'm so glad you called to let us know. Thank you so much for calling in. And yeah, that's really three pets, 3 different issues, all 3, well on the way to happiness. Love it. Thank you so much, Davia, for calling in. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You take care now. Wow. Well, there is
Thank
some great, that's some great endorsement right there. So showing that, testimonial that this works. Can we talk about how it works? Let's talk about the body code, what that is, and what energy medicine really is from the beginning, from the get-go. What is energy medicine?
Yeah. So energy medicine is kind of like an umbrella term to refer to a series of practices, systems, protocols, tools that basically seek to reestablish flow, balance, harmony, and coherence to an energetic system. And energy medicine does this by identifying and release non-beneficial energies that are causing these disturbances, and often downloading and activating beneficial frequencies, positive frequencies that will promote that harmony, flow, balance, and coherence. So energy medicine, has been around for ancient times, and probably there are different types. Maybe some of your listeners are out there are familiar with more quote unquote physical types of energy medicine. One example would be chiropractic care for themselves or their pets. So we know the chiro primarily focuses on adjustments to the spine. Okay, through those adjustments will affect the energy systems of the body. Others may use, like acupuncturists, will use needles as their tool, but we'll be working with the meridians, the energy systems of the body, to release those non-beneficial or sometimes download beneficial frequencies. Other times, if you go to traditional Chinese medicine, often they'll use herbs, food, to affect that change in the energetic system. And then there's other things that are purely energetic, such as maybe some of your listeners are familiar with Reiki, which is a form of, traditionally, like for a person or a pet, you'd be on a table and they'd move their hands around, find stuck energies, and release it. Or maybe some of your listeners are familiar with theta healing, other modalities, methods that are working purely energetically to bring about flow, balance, harmony, and change.
That's great. We're going to take a really quick break, but we're going to continue on this path and talk about the body code and how that plays out into energy medicine. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this sponsor. I want to share with you a product I've been using for the last month, known as the most powerful antioxidant on earth. It's called My Vital C. My Vital C will not only help you feel healthier, but research shows it will aid in a longer life. And since using My Vital C, here are the things that I noticed: that I have no more restless sleep. It's so much easier now for me to fall asleep. And as you know, sleep is a great immune system booster. I'm also supporting my immune system with antiviral and antibacterial properties, and not to mention the high levels of antioxidants I'm receiving. So the bottom line here is I simply feel better. And now I'm recommending My Vital C to all my clients, my friends, and my family. To order this life-changing product, go to the link myvitalc.com/balanced life. Make sure you take advantage of the 25% discount on subscription. You can cancel at any time. Use the coupon Balanced Life for an additional $15 off your first order. Go to myvitalc.com/balanced life and check out this life-changing product right now. All right, we're back. And we're talking with my guest, Mark Hernandez. Mark is a healer, an energy healer. He uses energy medicine, and we're just about to get into what the body code is through the type of process that he uses. And then we're going to get into, Mark and I had a session with my dog Ellie, which we showed some photos, my 15-year-old Chiweenie dog, who has had some issues. And we did a session last week, and I guess the best way to describe how your sessions work, because I was witness to it, and what a customer can or a client can expect to see after a session, we can go right into that too. So what they get. So, what is the body code?
Yeah, so the body code is a holistic healing system in which the practitioner uses his or her intuition and the body code mind maps. These are basically a series of electronic charts to identify and release non-beneficial energies, keeping a person, pet, or a place stuck with a health or well-being issue. This system was created by Dr. Bradley Nelson. Dr. Nelson is a holistic chiropractor, medical intuitive. He has over 25 years in a brick and mortar practice in California. Discovered, he would often do the chiro thing, adjust the spine. And sometimes the corrections would hold. Other times he would discover he needed to make the same adjustment week after week. So back in 2007, he got a divine download that said, basically, identify and release people's emotional baggage, negative trapped emotions, such as anger, grief, resentment, love unreceived. Identify and release that negative emotional baggage, and the chiropractic adjustments would hold better. So in 2007, he wrote and published his first book called The Emotion Code. Okay, it's a book that teaches everyone how to identify and release their negative trapped emotion, their emotional baggage. So he started doing the emotion code for his clients, for his patients in his case, because he's a chiro, and he realized the changes would hold better. So this was a big step forward, and this was like part one of what became the body code. So in 2009, he goes, there's more. So in 2009, he received a second divine download. So the body code includes everything of the emotion code: identifying, releasing negative trapped emotions, releasing people's heart walls. When people have a broken heart, they often have a wall around their heart. and much more. And so he got a divine download. So it includes all the emotion code plus 5 other major categories of imbalances. Of those major categories, it includes pathogens, bacteria, mold, viral, and the second biggest category behind the emotional baggage are the toxicity, cell phone radiation, Wi-Fi, additives in pet food or human food, pesticides, and much more. We live in a very toxic world. So anyway, the emotion code's the body code's a system in which the practitioner uses his or her intuition, the mind maps, to hone in on what's locking into place a health or well-being issue.
Well, and it's so interesting how it works. So let's kind of get into my session with Ellie. So we spent about a half hour, 40 minutes together. And what was very telling and interesting to me, so Ellie's issues are such. They started with digestive problems several years ago, partly because she got giardia from eating grass. Well, she started eating grass because she had stomach issues. She had something called villainous bile syndrome, which meant that she would throw up bile for no reason, which meant that she wasn't processing her food properly. So she was eating grass. So by eating grass, she got giardia, which made everything worse. And then it just became septic. So I, again, went to put her on holistic food, went to holistic vets. And now, really, to keep the inflammation down, she is on a very small dose of steroid. And that does make her excessive hungry, but no more throwing up. The giardia, we're not 100% sure that it's 100% gone, but it's really downsized a lot. But the steroid also makes her behavior a little manic, where when she's hungry, she just kind of, she follows me around all the time to make sure that I'm going to go to the refrigerator where her food is, and then I'm going to feed her constantly. So I feed her 4 meals throughout the day, smaller meals, because she also is only a 12-pound dog. But so that was the issue. I really want to get her off the steroid. I tried it, and it's not a good thing to do to an elderly dog, because their hearts, just like with people, our hearts slow down as we age. Well, dogs have heart issues too. So so in helping me with the body code and energy medicine for Ellie, you dug into me. Can we talk about how the pet parent sort of parlays or works hand in hand, side by side with the pet? My energy flows with the dog. Not that I created anything. I mean, she ate bad grass, obviously, but you started healing me, and you do work with people as well, but you were healing me, and that through me. So can you talk about the process? And the other thing that really it made me curious was how you brought up the charts, and someone's talking to you on where to go on the charts, on what it is to zero in on. In this case, one case it was Ellie's ovaries, and in my case, it was, I think, a broken heart. You really kind of honed in on what was going on through these charts. So talk about that for me. And let's just use me as an example, my session.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. So the first thing I always tell people is when I'm starting a session, the client will give me a list of the issues like you described. I'll connect with the pet. Like if I'm working, it's a pet session, I always have to have the permission of the pet. Over 10 years, like 99.8% yeses. So occasional outlier. Okay. So connect to the pet, connect to the field. And very important, I connect with God source creator. I work with archangels, light beings.
And
they're the ones that.
What is that specifically? Because I know you kept using that mantra throughout the session, and is that was part of your training of tapping into your intuitive energy source, correct? Like,
yes.
All right.
So
what is that?
Well, again, in my worldview, I do believe there's some supreme force out there, the light, that there are beings around us, that really, that's where the healing, the changes come from. The help with restoring balance, flow, harmony, coherence comes from above in my world. So I'm always letting people know in my worldview, people can call them God, source, creator. There are angelic beings and other light beings out there. They're the ones that allow me to see the field of a person, place, or a pet. And through that, that's how I'm getting information that's just coming through. I'm following the energy flow.
And it comes in color too, right? There's color that comes.
Sometimes I'll just get guided as I'm doing a correction. Let's say there was an emotional stuff of heartbreak, and I just get intuitively, the angels say, give them some pink, blue, green. That just kind of smooths out the healing process. So anyway, so we come with the set of issues, connected, and I'm using the body code mind maps as a framework, and I'm getting intuitive information from God, source, creator, and my higher self to hone in on what's locking into place the stuff. With energy medicine, sometimes it is what we think it is, and other times it's not. In a pet session, pets can definitely have their own life issues, okay? Definitely, that comes up. And often what I frequently see is animals will take on the energies of the household, of the human. So if there's some workplace stress, some fighting, some heartbreak, they can take it on because our pets unconditionally love us and sometimes see that as their role to take it on and then get out of whack. And then in some other cases, sometimes the pets are doing healing work on behalf of other humans. Okay.
So in my case, what did you see?
More often, your Ellie was serving as a pointer. That's how I call it. So not necessarily she wanted me to do healing. She was pointing to you energetically, saying, for me to get better with my Giardia issue and the other issue we worked with, I need my pet parent to get better. I need you to do some healing work.
And so you did some healing with me, and then within the charts, you could zero in on different areas that I needed healing. So that's what you're talking about, the divine talking to you from above is directing you.
I was getting support, obviously, from God, source, creator, the archangels, light beings, but also honing in on your body, talking to your body, energy body, your field of what was locking into place the issues we were unlocking.
Interesting. So, and then how does, so it's been almost a week, I think we did it Thursday or something. So, 5 days. So what does a client, what should I be expecting to see in Ellie and to see in me after doing, this 40-minute session with you?
Great question. So each session is going to be unique. So as you remember from our session at the end, I'll track out the energies. By that, I mean, I'll ask the body how much change, like we worked with the Giardia stuff with Ellie. And so I asked the body, I think it was like a 50% overall change. And then I tracked the energy of like how consciously aware the pet is of the moment of that change. It was like 9%. And I felt like there would be some shifts in about another couple days. Okay. And so when I give those numbers, I'm tracking out the numbers from the now. There's really no time, but from the now. And that's how it's tracking out. And again, I've always learned it's best just to allow the changes to show up. Maybe a little bit of change, maybe a lot. And so I always just allow my customers, clients to have their own experience and share whatever they experience, a little or a lot.
Right. And sometimes, like you said, it takes a couple of sessions. And my guess is each session will show you different things and have a different energy attached to it. Because each day our energy, and when we talk about the energy, just, trivialize the word energy. Some days we have it, some days we don't. And we can, like I was working with a client this morning that said to me, I have no energy today. And partly is because her body is going through a change because she is literally downsizing. She's health coaching and a personal training client. And so, she's detoxing is basically what's going on.
Sure.
So you kind of go, before you get to here, you kind of go down there and then you work your way up, as you know. And I imagine that happens with this energy healing process too. Is that correct?
Yes. It's kind of like peeling back layers of an onion, especially if an issue's been chronic for an extended period of time. So not just last month, but 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Usually things tend to come back off in layers, as kind of like for the same thing for like a physical detox. Those in your audience that have done a physical detox know that, you need to do it in stages, because some people haven't done a physical detox. They go gung-ho, want to do 7 detox programs at the same time, and can overload their physical system. So I always trust that the body knows exactly how much it's ready to release at any given time, be it for a person or a pet.
I agree with you on that, and I do that with my clientele as well. We're on to our second commercial. We'll be right back right after this sponsor break. I have been a wine enthusiast for many decades. But for a while, I had to stop drinking wine because of the sleepless nights and the headaches that I would have in the morning, even after only 1 glass. Does this sound familiar? So for the past 5 years, and since the start of my show, I've been looking for a healthy wine, and finally I found the answer I've been looking for: dry farm wines. Dry farm wines are lab tested for purity, just 12.5% alcohol or less, 0.15 grams of sugar or less per glass, very low sulfites, and free of toxic additives. Dry farm wines are dry farmed with healthy, biodiverse soil, and the taste, bright and vibrant due to no manipulation. I can't say enough about the amazing wines that I've tried, and now you too can drink wine and not worry about how it is negatively affecting your health. Just go to dryfarmwines.com/balanced life by Debbie, so you too can taste the love put into every bottle. All right, we're back. So we're talking with Mark Hernandez about energy medicine and the body code and healing your pet, specifically, even though he works with people too. Let's talk about, because you're still kind of going on the track with me, why it's so important to have a good, clear energy field. And then in the time we have left, I'm wondering if you could do some kind of clearing for my audience remotely. You can do that, right? Because we talked about it. Yeah, good. Okay. So why is it so important to have everything cleared out energy-wise? Your field. Are we on sound?
Okay.
You muted yourself during the commercial. Gotcha. Okay.
So it's very important to have a clear, clean, sovereign energy field for multiple reasons. One, right now we're living through a lot of times of, fear, anxiety, and the collective consciousness, individual. A lot of things have been happening to people, especially over the last year, but even beyond that. So what happens is over time, if we don't maintain a clear, clean field, sovereign energy field, things accumulate. Maybe initially we don't notice too much, but over time it accumulates and can cause problems in our energy field, disturbances, which over time can show up in our bodies as physical dis-ease or imbalances in our body. Mm-hmm. Okay. So when I'm talking about non-beneficial energies, probably the biggest stuff is people's emotional baggage. A lot of us, lots of times we experience something in life, some anger, grief, we process it, it's over. And other times it can get stuck in our field. The other thing I see a lot in all my sessions are EMFs, Wi-Fi, 5G. For those in your audience that sleep with their phone, like in their bed or whatever, really close, please turn it off. Often do an experiment, turn off your wireless router at night, see if your sleep improves. Anyway, so when we accumulate these things, like I said, it impacts our health on all levels, our health and well-being. And going back to our topic with pets, since our pets are very connected to us, they too can get out of balance when we're out of balance, especially with our emotional stuff.
Well, that makes sense. So important. Keep everything clear. So how would we do this? So do people who are listening, if they're home, do they have to have their pets near them? Can we do a clearing even if our pets aren't with us at the moment? Or how can we collectively, reach the audience and have them do a clearing?
Yeah. So the pet can be wherever the pet would like to be. It can be in your arms. It can be out if it's a nice day, sunny day in California, outside playing. Yeah. Okay. So we're having nice weather down here.
Yeah.
In Austin
Thank goodness
today.
that you didn't last week. So I'm so
got out
glad.
of the week-long ice age for us, at least.
I'm glad you're doing good.
Yeah, we're good. But anyway, so just set the intention that, your pet, and let me tap into the group. So this will be good for everyone that's watching either live right now or on replay.
Okay.
It's something you'd like to receive. I'm going to tap and see what the group most needs. Okay. What I'm hearing that people would like support for them and their pets, strength through adversity. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be doing a clearing for the group. I'm going to pull up, at least on my screen, I'm going to be seeing the body code. Just give me a sec. Okay. So strength through adversity. So I'm going to connect. If this is something you'd like to receive, just say yes. The energies will know. So I'm going to collect to the group. Energetically testable. Let's ask for help from above. God, source, creator. That's where the healing comes from. Okay. So we're working with the issue of strength through adversity. Okay. First thing that needs to go is an energy. Oh, offensive entities. Okay, these are negative thought forms, like negative thoughts. How many in the group that are listening live on replay? 9, visible, hidden, cloaked. Anything specific I need to know about these 9 negative thought forms? No, can I release them? Okay, let's bundle them up, release. Archangels Light Team. It's now coming that resolve and create these 9 negative thought forms. Dissolve and create in the highest best way, and the whole fill the highest duration of love, light, truth, integrity. Pink, red, yellow, anywhere that needs extra love and attention now. Thank you. Good. All right. Let's see what else. Strength through adversity. What else does the group need? Okay, we need to release an energy. Okay, another offensive energy. Okay, saboteur energy. This is like when someone stabs you in the back. So how many saboteur energies are in the collective, those that are listening live or on replay? 11, visible, hidden. 11 like stabbings in the back of the collective. Anything I need to know specific about those? Can I release them? Let's just bundle them up and release those 11 saboteur energies, whatever they are. Green, yellow, blue, anywhere that needs extra love and attention now. Thank you. Good. All right. Strength through adversity. Okay, another energy. Okay, offensive. This is from spiritual medicine. Ooh, okay, a curse. So this is a negative energy that's placed on your field to cause harm on some level.
I had that in my reading, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're very common. It's not necessarily the witches around the cauldron. It can be even like if you were young and a teacher said when you were 5, you'll never amount to anything. That's like a curse energy. Mm-hmm. Or people go to medical doc and, they find something and, docs by law are required to say certain things. They may say, you have 3 months to live. No one knows. That's a curse. Okay, so how many curse energies? Yeah, 9. Okay, anything I need to know about these? No, let's just release them. Archangels, Light Team. It's not coming that we dissolve and create these 9 curse energies. Dissolve and create in the highest best way, and the whole fill the highest duration of love, light, truth, integrity. Green, yellow, purple, anywhere that needs extra love and attention now. Thank you. Okay, good. Okay, strength through adversity. Anything else ready to release? Visible, hidden, cloak. Anything else the group needs? Okay, I'm getting a no. So if you're watching this live right now or on replay, just take a minute. Just kind of take the elevator from your headspace into your body. Feel free to write if you notice any sensations, you feel the same or different, or whatever's fine.
Wow. Okay, wow. I hope, audience, if you're there, that you've tapped into that. If you want to make a comment or ask a question, we're on the air for another 6 minutes. The number here is 323-524-2599. Let us know what you experienced if you feel brave enough to call in. If you would rather, go to my Facebook page, Balanced Life by Debbie, or it's just Balanced Life, I think. You could go there and make a comment right under the show that's streaming live. You might be watching on my Facebook page. Make a comment. Mark or myself will get back to you, mostly Mark, because he's doing these healings. We'll get back to you after the show. So, and if you're watching this on YouTube, same thing. Make a comment on my YouTube channel right under the show, and Mark will get back to you. Sometimes people ask me about things a year later, 2 years later, and we get back to them. All right, so this is great. This was the process. It's a little, I'm not going to say it's a little different. It's unique way of healing, I think, that people haven't seen before, where you bundle up. In this case, there was a lot of negative stuff we had to let go of, get rid of, and, most people don't see this process. So it's very intriguing to me to see and get the feel for, how it's going to manifest and play out afterwards. So in the time we have left, Mark, let's talk about what you have going on in your practice and how people can work with you. And anything you have upcoming. I know you do these Facebook Live things. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So lately I've been doing, I call them like pop-up mini healings, group clearings, mini healings. I did one yesterday, and just a way to give back support to the community, because I know a lot of people are going through a lot of different things and would benefit from a mini energetic tune-up. So yesterday I did some. Yesterday it was for people. Had a couple of people on the live, which I think lasted about 30 minutes, and did some work. One person on the show had a kind of the way
sore
the
shoulder.
client described it was nerve and muscle pain, and I focused the entry. The body told me the entry point was the right shoulder, right there, and then another client had also some soreness. I took it to the left hip and the back of the head, did a clearing, and they both felt relief. There was still some stuff. It was like a mini healing, like 7 minutes each, and they felt difference. So I do a lot of those things. I also do some remote ash work, which is a different type of healing modality.
What is that?
So ash work stands for Activated Spaces Healing. It's a healing system created by Rudy Hunter. It's basically a series of 5 3-minute silent rounds in which I, as a practitioner, am focusing on a space, in a space, above a space, to move really, really stuck energies. That's probably the short way of describing it.
And so you work with people on that too.
And pets.
And pets, places. Both. Okay. Do you still have your show? The People and Pet Show?
It's been a little bit less active lately. Yeah, I've done the People and Pet Show, where I interview people in the holistic space, either for people, pets, or places. Often interview them. My guests do processes, take live callers. It's been a little bit quieter lately, and we're kind of retooling it right now.
Okay, great. And so how, in the few minutes we have left, how can people get a hold of you? You are up on the screen, but some people are just listening. So
sure. So you can go to my website, which is People and Pets Energetics. So my website is www.peopleandpets, plural, energetics, energetics.com. Go to your favorite search engine, type in that, or go to my Facebook page for People and Pets Energetics. And on my website, you can find more information. And also, if you feel guided, you can book a private session on my website.
That's great. Okay, so here we go. I always have people leave me with words of wisdom, final thoughts, just something you want to leave the audience with, so we can say a proper goodbye. What would you say?
Yeah. I think it's very important for everyone to stay grounded. And by that, I mean connected to the earth. We're going through a lot of things. I still think we're in for another stretch of a wild ride for everyone. And just to stay grounded, and that this too shall pass in time.
Thank you very much. We all need a little bit of that. And thank you, my audience. I hope this was beneficial to you. Get a hold of Mark. Kurt, can you put Mark's website up on the screen really quick so people can see how they can reach him and what it looks like? And get a hold of Mark if you have issues that you need a clearing for yourself, or I highly recommend the clearing for your pet, since it cleared me too, like we talked about. And I want to thank you for joining me today. I want you to go out, and I'll be here in 2 weeks from today, and I want you to go out in the meantime and keep finding those conversations that connect to a healthier you. Bye, everybody. Thank you again, Mark. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Debbie. Thanks, everyone.